Hi guys, welcome to Monday's writing lesson. The first thing you're going to need to do today is you're going to need to have a look back at the writing task you did on Thursday. So that was this task where you chose a topic, you brainstormed some argument ideas for that topic, and then you decided on your 3 strongest arguments. These are the ones you're going to use going forward as you write your persuasive text this week. So if you need to look back at this, you need to remind yourself what your topic was, and you need to also refresh your memory about what your arguments were. You'll find this in your portfolio on Class Dojo. If you didn't do this last week, go back and do it today, because you won't be able to do today's task if you haven't done this one. So that's no problem. Just go back, get this one done, and then you'll be able to do today's. So when you look at today's task, it looks like a lot, but it's not. There's a fair bit of reading, but there's actually not too much writing, so don't panic. Today's task is about writing an introduction for a persuasive task, and a good introduction needs to have 3 things. It needs to have a really strong opening sentence to hook my reader in. It needs to have a strong statement of my opinion or position, and I need to give my reader a preview of my argument so they know what to expect. The first section of the task is about writing that sentence that hooks your reader in. And one way of doing that is to use a rhetorical question. It's not the only way. There are other ways of writing hook sentences, but today we're going to focus on rhetorical questions. The first task you have is that you have a table here. On the left-hand side are some statements or opinions or statements of position, and then you have some rhetorical questions. You need to match the rhetorical question to the right statement of opinion. So for example, you'll see here, this is the topic I brainstormed last week. School uniforms should be banned. If you watched the video, you would have seen me doing brainstorming for ideas for that one. So I have to look at this statement, school uniforms should be banned, and then I have to find the rhetorical question that matches this statement. And it is this one. Wouldn't you love to be able to wear whatever you wanted to school every day? So I'm going to join those too. And then you need to join the others as well. If you're doing this using your Class Dojo tools, you might want to use different colored lines so that it's easy to understand and easy to see where they're linking to. So link those up to their topics. Remember, a rhetorical question is a question where I'm just trying to get my reader to think about the topic or to become engaged in the topic. I don't actually expect an answer from them. So it's a device to get them hooked in and thinking about my position and sympathetic to my position. So once you've done that, that's most of this page done. The next thing you have to do is you have to write a rhetorical question for the topic you brainstormed last week. So that's going back to Thursday's task. Here's the topics. You've already done some thinking about this. Now I want you to come up with a rhetorical question. You could use the sentence starters from these ones up here. Haven't you always? Have you ever wondered? Do you enjoy? Wouldn't you love to be able to? How would you feel? Did you know that? So these are good sentence starters that can be used with a whole lot of different topics. So have a think about writing a rhetorical question for your topic from last week. You could use one of these ones, or you might have one of your own. Once you've done that, I want you to write it. Oops, wrong page. I want you to write it here. So you're just writing one sentence, which is a rhetorical question for your topic. The next thing that comes when I'm writing an introduction is I need to have a strong statement of my position or my opinion so my reader knows exactly what I think. And this is where I'll be using my high modality words to make this really, really strong. So I've given you some sentence starters here for your statement of position. So there's a whole list of them that you might like to try, all of them very high modality. I've given you an example of a statement of position for the topic about school uniforms. Clearly the time has come to abolish school uniforms. So it's nice and strong, the time has come. But you might try, you must agree that. You might try, everybody knows that. Pick one that works for your topic. Once you've chosen a sentence starter, write your strong statement of position here. So this is going to be one sentence. It's going to start with one of these sentence starters, and it's going to relate to the topic you brainstormed last week. The next thing which an introduction has to have is a preview of your arguments. This is a bit like a movie preview. It gives your reader a little bit of an idea of what's coming up so that they can focus, so they understand how your arguments are going to work, so they know what to expect. You don't want to give away all the details. You just want to give them a little hint of what your main arguments are going to be, your three main arguments. Now you've got your three main arguments from the activity that you did last week. So here are your three main arguments. You need to put those into a sentence, which gives your reader a preview. If you're going to put these three things in one sentence, then you have to remember the punctuation for a list. That means I have one argument, comma, next argument, and then my third argument. So here's my example for my topic. School uniforms stifle creativity, cost families too much money, and cause students great discomfort. You can see, I've just taken that from the work I did last week. They stifle creativity, they cost too much money, and they cause discomfort. So I've just taken these three arguments and I've put them into a sentence. I've tried to use strong words. Words like stifle is a very strong word. Great discomfort. Not just they're uncomfortable, they cause great discomfort. So every sentence you write in your introduction, you want to be dialing up the modality, making it really, really strong so that your reader knows exactly what you think about this topic and they're hooked in. So here what you need to do is you need to go back to your three arguments and write a sentence previewing them, just like I've done here, remembering to use commas and add. Once you've written your rhetorical question, your statement of position, and your preview of arguments, so this is 3 sentences, maybe 4, that's all, then I put those together to create my introduction. So I take my hook sentence, I take my statement of position sentence, and I take my preview of arguments, and that's how I create my introduction. So I've done that here. I've put them together. Wouldn't you love to be able to wear whatever you wanted to school each day? Clearly the time has come to abolish school uniforms. School uniforms stifle creativity, cost families too much money, and cause students great discomfort. So I've taken my 3 sentences and I've just put them together. I've decided, it was a little bit chunky, so I've done a little bit of an edit just so it flows a bit better. So I've said, wouldn't you love to be able to wear whatever you wanted to school each day? I know I would. Clearly the time has come to abolish school uniforms. School uniforms stifle creativity, cost families too much money, and cause students great discomfort. So I added these words in here just to bridge these 2 sentences so it didn't sound quite so chunky. What I want you to do is I want you to take your rhetorical question, your statement of position, and your preview of arguments and put them together to create an introduction paragraph here for your persuasive text. If you want to edit it, add some words, take some words out so that it flows, that's fine as long as it has those 3 main ingredients. The hook sentence with a rhetorical question, the statement of your position using nice high modality language, and the preview of your arguments. No detail, just a preview. So really, it looks like a lot, but you're really just writing 3 sentences, 4 max. If you need anything, you can message me or rewatch the video. See ya. Bye.